The long-standing friendly trade relationship between Canada and the United States has recently been shaken by unexpected storms in this new era, which began with Trump's high tariffs on Canada. This time, Ottawa has responded with surprisingly decisive and tough actions.
But what a mess President Trump has created. But as of Monday, this Monday, we're putting a tariff, 25% tariff on the electricity to the 1.5 million homes and businesses in those 3 states. And
you do your worst, because Canadians will do their best. We are true, north, strong, free, and it's elbows up time. Ladies and gentlemen, Canada will never bend. We will never kiss the gangster's ring. Because Canadians understand that this is not a trade war we're talking about. This is a war by other means.
Canada's departure from its usual polite and moderate stance and its all-out play our cards close to our chest has stunned both Washington and international observers. The recent escalation of tariff tensions between Canada and the United States is no longer limited to automobiles, steel, or agricultural products. There is now serious discussion that Canada may play its trump card: oil, natural gas, and underground mineral resources that provide the lifeblood of United States industry. In response to the Trump administration's challenge to Canada with tariffs and trade restrictions, the government in Ottawa is sending a clear message. We have leverage, and we are ready to use it. For a change, Canada's bold moves are now front and center in international trade discussions. This is not new. Canada has always had trade disputes with the United States. However, until now, negotiations have usually been handled behind closed doors, leading to eventual agreements without major escalations. This time, the situation is very different. Trump has long claimed that Canada benefits unfairly from U.S. trade policies. Trump declared, "Canada gives an unfair trade advantage. We have trade deficit. We have to protect our own producers," before putting a series of tariff threats on the table. The proposed tariffs targeted a wide range of Canadian exports, including aluminum, steel, auto parts, dairy products, and other sectors critical to Canada's economy. Tonight, I am announcing that Canada will be responding to U.S. trade actions with 25% tariff against $55 billion worth of American goods, declared by Canadian Trade Minister. The retaliatory tariffs targeted U.S. imports at the same rate and across multiple sectors, spreading the impact to a wide range of American businesses. The move was so aggressive that ordinary Americans began asking, has Canada become our enemy? Canada is known worldwide as an energy and mining giant. The oil sands in Alberta hold some of the largest oil reserves in the world, putting Canada just behind energy giants like Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. The United States is heavily dependent on this oil because geographical proximity allows for low-cost imports via pipelines and tankers. If you have liked this video so far and are interested in supporting my channel, please hit the super thanks below to show your support. I would really appreciate it. For decades, America's energy security has been based on a steady flow of oil and gas from Canada. The natural gas picture is similar. Canada is the second largest supplier of natural gas to the United States. If Ottawa were to reduce or cut off these energy supplies, Washington would face serious economic consequences. The Trump administration is deeply concerned about this possibility. Although U.S. domestic energy production has increased due to shale oil and gas, American refineries, especially in the Midwest, are designed to process Canadian heavy crude. This means that Canadian oil is much more compatible with existing refinery infrastructure than oil from Russia or the Middle East. If Canada escalates its position, stating Trump is imposing tariffs on us and we are considering cutting oil and gas shipments, Midwestern refineries could face a severe crisis. The end result would be higher fuel prices for American consumers, higher industrial costs, and an increase in inflation. Canada, of course, would also suffer in the short term as oil and gas exports generate billions of dollars in revenue. However, Ottawa is signaling that it is willing to endure short-term pain to make a long-term profit. We have alternative markets, Canadian officials argue, referencing Asian and European buyers, eager for stable energy supplies. More details on this topic on the video right here. While logistical challenges exist, global demand for energy gives Canada some negotiating power. It's not just oil and gas. Canada also has vast mineral wealth. Rare earth minerals, nickel, uranium, potash, zinc, copper, and even lithium are found in abundance in Canada. These minerals are critical to modern industries including electric vehicles, aerospace, and defense. Tesla and other electric vehicle manufacturers rely on these critical minerals. The United States had been hoping to secure a reliable supply from Canada, fearing shortages due to ongoing trade tensions with China. However, if Canada were to restrict exports or raise tariffs on these minerals, American industries would struggle to keep up with demand. In response to U.S. tariffs, Canada has announced a two-phase retaliation plan that could significantly impact American industries. Phase 1, 25% tariffs on $30 billion worth of U.S. imports, effective Feb 4, 2025. The surtax primarily targets consumer goods such as fresh and prepared foods, clothing, and durable goods. The surtax is paid by importers and based on the purchase price of imported goods. Phase 2, 25% surtax on $125 billion worth of U.S. imports. The list of targeted goods is still being finalized. Expected to include vehicles, including electric vehicles, trucks and buses, steel and aluminum products, fruits and vegetables, aerospace goods, recreational boats, beef, pork, and dairy products. This strategy of surgical retaliation is unexpectedly harsh given Canada's historically diplomatic approach. Some analysts are calling it Ottawa's bold revolution. The reaction in Washington has been one of shock and concern. The American automotive industry is deeply worried. For decades, the trade in cars and auto parts between the two nations has been seamless. If tariffs increase, costs at every stage of production could skyrocket, adding on average of $12,500 per car. Electric vehicles are also at risk. Batteries rely on key components from Canada and assembly processes that involves U.S., Canadian, and Mexican factories. If Canada shifts its supply chain away from the U.S., electric vehicle prices could become even more unpredictable. Canada has also implied that it may look for new partners in battery technology and EV production, mentioning China, Europe, and South Korea as potential alternatives. This statement alone has caused unease in Washington as the U.S. wants to maintain control over its electric vehicle supply chains. Traditionally, Canadians have valued their strong relationship with the United States. However, Trump's rhetoric and aggressive trade policies have tested their patience. Trudeau and Deputy Prime Minister have repeatedly stated, "We are not against fair trade, but if we are attacked, we will respond." If tensions escalate, supply chains could break down, causing economic disruptions on both sides of the border.
I think everyone's hurting. Gas prices are up with us, groceries up with us, and I think everyone's hurting. It's a tough situation for all around.
Being from California, I mean, prices are already high. We're feeling it. I mean, gas, food, I mean, eggs is what, $10 for a dozen. We've always had such a close relationship with Canada. So right now it's just the unknowns, and it's just that can be pretty stressful.
I think it's his demented way of going, oh, I can negotiate if I put tariffs on things, but I don't support it. And the people don't feel that way with each other. We notice the effects. There's a lot of Canadians that are canceling travel.
Canada has chosen its retaliatory measures strategically by targeting industries in key swing states like Wisconsin, dairy, Kentucky, bourbon whiskey, and Pennsylvania, chocolate and candy production. Ottawa is putting direct pressure on Trump's political base, which is very smart. If American businesses begin to suffer, they will pressure the White House to change course. Many U.S. industry leaders are saying, we are losing markets because of these tariffs. We are alienating a major trading partner. Stop this. Canada has also hinted at further retaliation, potentially raising tariffs on technological goods like computers, telecom equipment, and high-tech batteries from the United States. This has caused alarm in sectors ranging from Silicon Valley to Detroit. For years, some U.S. politicians have assumed that Canada is a junior partner, incapable of taking a hard stance. However, Ottawa's response to Trump's tariffs is proving otherwise. With retaliatory measures in place and public support behind the government actions, Canada is demonstrating that it is willing to fight back in this economic battle. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.